Oh shit.
Whoops.
Great job.
Whoops. Excuse me. Hi.
Oh, wow. Straight to us. All right. Thanks for clicking on our faces. Thanks for joining us. Yo, Silhouette. Yo, what's up? What's up? Thanks for being here. So, we are talking about episode 13 and 14 of Superman versus. Wait, what?
What? Isn't it 12 and 13?
Yeah, I think it's 12 and 13.
I bet. I was about to tell episode 14. You better recognize.
I think about it too. Our title is misleading. Hold on, let's adjust that.
Oh wow! Whoops. That was on me, folks.
I was about to say, this episode 14. Like, I need to see that real quick.
Right, we about to not be on the right episode, but we are. We'll just change the title really quickly.
Mm-hmm.
But episode 11 opens up with Lois. She's gotten her double mastectomy, and she's discussing something I thought was like really profound. How you have to accept yourself as you are, and time doesn't always heal all wounds, but time plus the growth in between, plus the work you put in between heals as much as you can, and you move on from there. I was like, okay, yeah, I can see that. I can see that. Shout out to Mike Knox. Thanks for joining us. We get our boys with Jonathan and Jordan, right?
Yep.
We see them, trying to still live their lives. Jonathan is getting kind of hazed by the fire station guys. And because Heineken, he knows that his daddy is Superman. Oh, and shout out, speaking of, happy Superman Day. Today is Superman Day. Shout out to him, Clark Kent. We love it. Whatever. The best superhero of all time. I said it once. I'll say it 1,000 times.
What you could really just say is that you're wasting your breath, but that's fine. But carry on. You're doing a fantastic job leading the show.
Whoever's your favorite superhero, Superman will hand him his ass, guaranteed. So let's not even do it. But so yeah, Jonathan's getting hazed at the fire station. But because Heineken knows that his dad is Superman, he's giving him like special treatment. He's like, yeah, don't, he doesn't got to do that. He doesn't got to do that. Yada, yada, yada. Right. And that makes Jonathan uncomfortable because, again, he's living under the shadow of his superhero family members in that way. It's like he can't even just become his own man or his own individual. He's kind of like, always the son of or the brother of kind of now. He mentions that to his dad, right? And Clark has a little discussion with Heineken, right? He's like, yeah, look, play it cool, just treat him how you treat everybody else, yada, yada, yada. And we see an episode that Heineken approaches him about that, which I thought was inappropriate. He was like, yeah, I know you told your dad we should keep these things in-house. He didn't say it in like a negative way. No. But I felt like it was inappropriate for him to say that to him, as this is someone else's child. And if they told their parents, I don't feel like you should be discouraging that. Felt weird.
It's interesting because there was a period when Superman or Clark told him, right? At first I was like, oh man, this guy's gonna take it, because previous episodes when he was told certain things, he handled it in such a way that was inappropriate. But I felt like in this moment, watching it, I said, he handled it well. He just said, you know what? Right, you're whoops. But I felt like he handled it right. When he said, you know what? You're right. I shouldn't have done that. That's my apologies. I just thought he handled it properly. He said in-house, like.
But handle things in-house, aka don't tell your dad or your parents what goes on here is giving. No, that's inappropriate. Don't tell my child not to
Don't
tell
tell
me
me that.
anything if they come to me with their concerns and their worries.
That's a fair point, but I think the way he was like, from now on, I'm going to treat you like, because I thought he did a really good job. Because even with this haze, like the guy said something about you forgot my soup or something like that, and that's like, you don't talk to no kid like that. That's not how you react. Like he was just some guy who's like, well, I'm the superior.
But
you have to.
This is the same man. Heineken was talking shit about him. Like,
no, not Heineken. There was another word.
I know the other guy was saying that to him, but I'm saying, who is Heineken to say, oh yeah, don't do that to him, when he was literally doing that to him at the fire station a couple episodes ago?
Well, learning that your father is Superman will change things.
That's the problem. That's the problem. But we see that what's a boy? The mayor's, not the mayor's, the previous mayor's son, the one who passed away, his son, is adamant about there being another superpowered individual. He's like, look, I saw what I saw, and somebody's going to believe me. So apparently, he did a little interview with the I don't know, the Metropolis Gazette, telling them what he saw, right? And one of the reporters reached out to Lois about it, talking about, oh yeah, I got a lead. I know you were the first one to speak to Superman or connect with Superman, so I wanted to get your advice on this. I have intel that there's another superpowered individual, and she wants Lois's advice. And meanwhile, in the scene, Clark is listening in, like, no, don't tell her nothing. But like, what could she do? She had no choice. But like, it'll be suspicious if she didn't say anything. So of course,
it's sad how many people have to keep Clark's secrets.
Because he keeps telling everybody. That's the goddamn problem.
That's honestly really the truth. Because I mean, I feel like I understood Lois, I understood the kids, but everybody else, I was like, you didn't have to do that, dog. Really didn't have to do that.
We'll talk to you soon. But yeah, I don't understand why he keeps telling everyone he's goddamn Superman, but then in the same breath is telling Jordan to be hush hush about his goddamn power. Meanwhile, you're telling literally everyone.
Jordan's kind of reckless with what he's doing, though.
In fact, he's being a kid, man. He's just seeking that attention.
Right. Well, Superman, when Clark was doing it,
high school senior with a new car.
I agree. I think he's overdoing it. But Clark can't really say much about it now, because you're literally telling everyone in the fucking neighborhood that you're Superman.
Good job, Sam.
And then you expect him to be hush. It's like, okay, you want that lead by example, goddamn it. Stop telling people.
I mean, but Heineken figured it out.
No, he didn't. No, Superman had to tell him. I think when he bounced off him, I think that's when he realized.
Yeah.
I'll tell you later. Listen, when he bounced off him, once he bounced off him and he flew, that was enough for him to be like, oh, that's Superman.
No, but he had to. He had to go save somebody. And then the thing is that, that shut him up, and now all of a sudden, you know what I mean? Like, he should be happy. But personally, I think he got over it. Because, he's got other things to think about now. But still, like, that whole situation is just interesting, because the kids is like still trying to be their own people. And Superman is wrecking it.
But it wasn't until like later on in the episode when we see well first, before then, hi, Jackpack, boo, get out of here. It's like, no. Jonathan, he's what's that boy's name? The mayor's son, I forget. Sarah's friend, right? He's telling all the crew at school that, yeah, I think this powered individual is someone our age. Like, he looks young, he's wearing goggles. And Jordan overhears it. And of course, it's in front of Sarah. So he's all like, well, maybe, he wears goggles because he's trying to protect his identity. And I think it's cool. And y'all telling all of this, again, for the approval of Sarah.
What's up?
And it's just, he's just so desperate and like, it's just, making himself look worse and worse.
this episode and a little bit of the next episode we're going to review, he just looked very, really bad, like really bad to the point because I like look, he there's things that he challenged, there's things that's challenging and things that he's battling, and you're like you root for him because he's going through these things, but then he'll do things like I think it's cool and stuff like he and later on too we're going to talk a little bit about that scene, but yeah, I wasn't a big fan of what Jordan was doing. I was like, come on, Jordan, this ain't you. This ain't you, dog.
Yeah. And that scene there was like a tornado that hit the area. And Superman comes out on the job, trying to get the tornado, fix the tornado or whatever. And here comes goddamn Skippy ass Jonathan or Jordan, excuse me, coming to help with his goggles on. And after they done, got the tornado away, he lands in the midst of all the civilians eating up all the glory, just like, taking fucking selfies and like, posing for the camera, everything.
Like a dumbass.
Yes. And keep in mind, he just got on some damn goggles. It's like, who, bruh, you're not in here maxed up like Spider-Man. Nobody,
but he's cheesing it up. Everybody's coming to hug him, and they saying the thank yous, and he's just cheesing it up. And then all he does is give his father a nod, like, yeah, all right, Dad.
Hi, thanks for watching.
What's going on?
So I'm thinking, it's he just has it in his head that he wants to impress someone. I think he can't impress Sarah.
Sarah. It's called Sarah. Sarah.
You give him no time of day.
It's not Sarah's fault. It's his fault.
Yo, that's a hitter right there, boy. That is a Sarah's smile.
Sarah is just trying to live her life.
Shout out to Usher.
He's obsessed with Sarah. And he's doing all of this because of Sarah, even though it's not her fault, but he's literally doing all of this because he wants attention. Hey, shout out to the green light. You drinking green light down there?
Yeah, just oh boy, he had the whole bottle. He said,
"That's the green
smash that like button.
Back.
Smash if you're watching. Smash the like button while we drink beverages of choice. Some alcoholic, some non. Guess who and who is what is what.
Yes,
I have orange juice in here.
And
I almost choked on my orange juice.
Now. So yeah, it just seems like it's all because he can't, like I was saying in the episode, he can't process his emotions or he doesn't have a healthy coping mechanism regarding his feelings towards Sarah. So it's coming out in all of these different ways, and it's like to his detriment.
I mean, he's just a late bloomer. That's all it is. He never got attention before. He's getting attention, doesn't know how to act. And that's all it is. Like he's gotta and look, in my opinion, I think his grandfather and his father are asking too much of him because he's just not emotionally ready. He's still a kid. Problem is he's a kid with superpowers. So like, I mean, he wants to, hey girls, look at this. Let me show you this. You know what I mean? Somebody's gonna be like, "Oh my god, that's so awesome! Can you do that for me?" I'm afraid that he's gonna be taken advantage of by like some floozy. That
probably anybody who's showing the time of day, he about to go buck wild, or he about to go deeply in love, and then as soon as he realizes that, not all that villain origin story right there. But speaking of villain,
here we go.
We get our first look, I want to say, at this universe's Lex Luthor. Lois goes through, and again, I still don't know why she did this. This is the stupidest. Just keep him in prison, right? But she decided to be Miss Goody Two Shoes, and tell the bailiff or whoever, the judge, that he was framed for these particular crimes, even though he committed many others. So he shouldn't technically be in jail. So he was released. And apparently he was in prison for nearly 2 decades, right? And he's coming out with a grudge on his shoulder. We see him, and this is like, honestly, this iteration of Lex Luthor looks a little more rugged, looks a little more,
he was gritty. Very gritty.
Yeah, gritty. Exactly. Gritty is definitely the word.
He looks like Stone Cold.
Stone Cold. I was giving like that guy from The Walking Dead. What's the redheaded guy?
Oh, you're talking about the main character?
No, not Rick Grimes. No, he was like I think he came in like 4th season or something. Like anyway,
Oh, okay.
not important. But
No, he. And I'm glad that you said this because he did, and I'm glad that you said this because when I was looking at this Lex Luthor, I said there's been so many different Lex Luthors throughout the years, and I said there's something so different about him, and he was so the jail scene. I just want to talk about that real quick. Him going into the jail. I was just talking to my mom about this, and he's in the jail, and he gets his ass whipped and stuff like that. What up? That's the newest member of UPR Wrestling. Shout out to him, Frickle Sensei. Great to see you, sir. But when he has the scene and he's talking about, I'm gonna buy them hair clippers for $5, and they're like, out of here, man. Like, we know you work for money, got it, and he gets beat up. And him going into I want to say the captain of the warden's office, and he's like, hey, you want to work for me? And the warden's already like sold, like, yeah, I'll work for you, whatever. He's like, I'll pay you this amount of money. He's like, that's lowballing, whatever. Gives him a number. He gives him a number. He has his kid is in danger, and he's running the jail. Like, even in the beginning of this episode, him running the jail, he's already running the episode. You have all these inmates lined up, right? And he's eating his egg, and then he says, I'm a free man. I said, who the heck is this? Let's go. I was a big fan of this Lex Luthor.
Wait, you didn't see him adjust his chair?
Yes.
That gangster that was? Like, that was just
wow. He was boom. He said, what's wrong? My chair is not working. And then it zooms out and you see a guy coughing up blood. It's just this Lex Luthor
his chair was a person. Now this is this seems like a very, build him up from his bootstraps Luthor, right? And the fact that he was eating the egg, it's like, what's up with these villains and the eggs? We got, like I said, my man Wilson Fisk with the omelets. We get Lex Luthor with the soft boiled eggs. That's just, something's going on here.
But real quick about
a lot of protein in eggs.
Yes. I was gonna say, but you gotta do it like Kingpin. Vanessa, do you want omelet?
Vanessa,
Vanessa, are you hungry?
Luthor, how do you want your eggs?
Luthor, you like eggs too? Let's team up. And that would be a hell of a team up because first off, they both like eggs and they're bald.
Yeah, see. Who will win in a fight? Who will win in a fight? This Lex Luthor or Kingpin?
Kingpin all day, bro.
Kingpin will whoop his ass.
Okay.
Kingpin will pop the floor with him and then make an omelet over his face.
All right, let us know in the chat who you think will win, Wilson Fisk or this version of Lex Luthor.
Well, I don't actually. Who got more resources? First of all,
I think Lex Luthor.
Sure. You know what? I give it to Lex. If whoever's richer, because both of them, those guys are just rich and smart. So whoever got more resources is gonna win that one.
So the thing
at the same time,
sure,
Wilson Fisk damn near got superpowers. He got shot in the face, still survived. I don't know. This man he got regenerative superpowers, I might give it to him.
I mean, listen, this guy
got the weight on him.
This guy got a doomsday at a button away, bro. Like, nah, man.
Now, okay, we'll get to it, right?
Nah, man. He ain't fucking with that.
But yeah, that was pretty much the end of the first episode 11, right? We saw that we got our Lex Luthor. He told Lois that, hey, you got to get the hell out of Dodge, right? And he's looking for Superman next, right? And at the very, very end of the episode, we see that Lex Luthor has a plan to go after Superman, and it's by getting Bizarro, to like work for him or like take over him, right? So on to the next episode. I'm trying to remember the opening is escaping me, so I'm just going to go to the first thing that pissed me off about this damn.
Please do. What was it?
Goddamn Chrissy and Heineken. God damn it. I hate the both of them.
Baby Heineken. Let's get to it.
But listen, they're in the bedroom. She's at his damn studio apartment that he shares with his kids on the weekends, every other weekend.
You meant to say the Heineken studio.
And laid up. And she runs to the bathroom, throw up, and lo and behold, pregnant. I'm like, how fast? They just got together like 2 months ago, right?
It's a small town. Those feelings are big and important.
He dropped the L-bomb on her already.
Yep. In like a week.
Right. Pregnant in
That's what
love.
happens. That's what happens when you got no options.
Right. And then she's like, oh, well, how are you going to tell Lana? Can you imagine? He just got divorced. The paperwork, the ink is barely even dry on the divorce papers. And this man already pregnant with a new chick and got 2 kids by Lana, and he about to have a third random over there with her. Yep. Oh, I would have been livid. And I cannot believe yet again, Lana has to be forced to handle things with grace when she really just needs to blow up. I feel like she need to blow up on everybody.
She did.
But see, that's the thing.
She did. She did a lot of blowing. Yeah, her.
I don't think she forced at all. I think that's just how her character is. Now, I do sit here and say, like, that must have been very hard for her, especially when he has that conversation and she's like, I'm happy for you. Good for you.
But
and
not
then
only that,
sales.
She wanted more kids. Yeah. He said that. I know you wanted more kids. And he's going to divorce her, replace her with this little,
Well, did she divorce her? Did she divorce her? Because, I mean, he got caught in the act.
Well, anyway, he cheated on her, caused a divorce.
He did.
And then going to run off and have a new relationship and baby in like this in the blink of an eye. Like, damn, did all of those years mean nothing?
I did blink, and I was sitting there wondering, like, how much time I went by for you to have a kid that fast.
I mean,
and not to jump or anything, but not to jump. But I just gotta say,
I know what you're gonna go.
Then proposed marriage to the jump off. The girl, the rebound in the town square
because he doesn't want to have a bastard child. He's just getting married to her because he got her pregnant. Yeah.
Marriage in the town square, of which I'm the mayor of, as your ex-wife. That is disgusting. This man has no tact, no couth. He's just a mess. I cannot stand how to get up.
Can I say what he did have? On Heineken. You didn't know that.
Disgusting. So Lana, she gets her, Stella got a groove back moment. She finally gets with what's his name? Seal. Finally gets with Seal, aka John. And I was like, good for her. Good for her. She needed that.
It's sad though because he got a dip.
Why can't she be happy? See, why they can't let the girl be happy?
Yeah, for
real. Not for nothing. This episode was kind of rough for Lana because she gets this news about her ex-husband having a baby, and she's like, oh, good for you and all this stuff, but you could tell deep down inside that hurt her. She was even telling John this stuff, and then John is like, yeah, because he goes on a date. He says like, hey, why don't we go out for something to eat, for some drinks? But then he gets this news from Grandpa Lane, and he's saying like, hey, I want to hire you, but like actually hire you, but the thing is we would have to move you all the way to Metropolis. And they go on this date, and he even says like, I'm sorry, I would have not done this if I knew a day in advance. And you can see Lana just like, can I win?
Which is ridiculous.
What about
why would he pass up on the bag in a career for effing Lana? That's dumb. I'm glad. I'm hoping he was just saying that to be kind and not.
No, he likes her and he's lonely as fuck. He's
you
raising
want to
a
give
girl
up
by
on
himself.
a government job?
No, he's not going to do that. We all know he's not going to do that. But all I'm saying is
that's what I'm saying.
He's feeling a certain way because he's feeling her. You know what I mean? And he is lonely as fuck.
Either way, he got a daughter to support. He can't be hanging out with Lana all goddamn day. He need a job. And I'm glad he finally got one.
But we should throw out real quick, since we just to wrap up this whole point right here, is that Lana tries to convince him to stay, and she's like, they have their moment together. And I thought it was nice because Lana deserves happiness. I think we can all agree that Lana deserves the happiness. She got a guy, she felt like a woman again, and Sale is being Sale. I just wish that Kiss by Rose was playing. They missed the opportunity for that.
I wish WAP was playing.
Wow.
That's what it looked like.
What was playing?
Yeah. Apparently, the guy who plays John, right? He was in the CW before. He used to play in the originals, I think it was, but either original or Vampire Diaries. He was in there.
Wow, really?
Yeah. So I just want Lana to tell people off the way they deserve, and get her happy ending beyond a sexual type of thing. And
yeah, because they actually like each other. That's they actually.
Vic is saying some really smart things here because earlier in the episode he's checking her tech and everything like that, and she even says during the dinner, she says, "Was you checking the tech, or was you just trying to muster up the courage to ask me out?" And he said, "Yeah." So no, they definitely like each other. They definitely,
yeah.
But then, you know what though? Here's the thing: sometimes loneliness can make you do some foolish things. Because Grandpa,
and his little date senior swipe,
and your man's been lonely for 30 years. So,
Before we get too far, I did forget to mention in the last episode when Jordan got a little buck with Superman with his daddy and tried to muscle up on him a little bit. Right. As if if you don't sit your ass down, you need to be smacked like Sarah was in there.
That's right.
No, nothing when he did that. And I felt like, because he's the young lion and Clark is the older lion, and you never do that to any of your parents. You just don't do that. But when he did that,
especially when he can still whoop your ass, Clark would hand it to him like this.
You're just learning your abilities.
Right.
I've mastered this. So when he even did that,
right. So don't do that. You about to be knocked out.
I thought it was hilarious when Clark just and Clark is usually the more chilled parent. Like he's laid back. I feel like you mentioned this before, where a lot of people walk over him and it's like, you guys know this is Superman, right?
Right. But he knows though, like he can really hurt somebody. I mean, did you notice how Luther stepped to him, told him to shut his mouth?
As Clark, right?
But he knows. He knows. Luther knows.
No, he doesn't know. Not this. Not yet. Anyway, he doesn't know yet. But I will say that I wish.
Knows where they live.
I wish Clark went Omni-Man on this little boy just one time because he needed an ass whooping because he misbehaved. He hung out with Sarah for too long, and that bad seedness rubbed off on him. And now he need an ass whooping like a la Omni-Man and Mark.
I'm glad you mentioned Sarah real quick, and I mean interrupt because I know you're leading here, but they actually had, I don't want to say this was closure, because in the last episode, they were still at odds. In this episode, Clark is telling him, talking about Jordan, you don't have to be mean to her. That's not cool. And I thought it was nice that he at least approached her and said, "Hey, I'm sorry that I was a douchebag and this thing and this and this." And you have Sarah who goes, "I don't think we should be friends." And I just wanted to point that out. I mean, it was a little small part, but I just thought that was a part to mention about this arc between them, because they have been at odds with each other. I want to say the last 4 or 5 episodes, I think.
Yeah, because of him. And she's right. They need space.
She is. That's the best thing that she can do. I mean, look, every I think that every woman is gonna experience that in life, where she's got a spaz that's just won't leave her alone. You know what I mean? But and eventually, she just gotta, unfortunately, just be like, listen, you're gonna have to create some kind of distance because this is weird.
Yeah,
I think that everybody goes through that, and I think that she handled it pretty well, because he was just being super childish.
Yeah,
he was, and he needs to grow up here. Thanks. The good thing that Daddy was there.
Yeah, and I do think this is a good step in his healing process, to first admit that, she's the reason why he's been behaving this way, and 2, to, get that space to heal. So that's great.
Just get out of the girl, bro. Go flirt with somebody else. Damn.
That ain't gonna sell it. But back to Lex Luthor and Bizarro, right? So he corners Bizarro. He's like, yeah, just let me make you better. He's got him chained up.
Well, yeah. I mean, I see. Here's the thing, though. How you got this guy chained up, but then he's devouring cows?
Yeah, I don't understand
Like,
how
how
that
does
could
that
be
work?
He was eating a whole. Well, he was eating a whole cow because I saw him eating something. I didn't know what it was.
He
No,
was
That's
eating
the whole
rats
cow.
last
they
episode.
first he was eating the rats.
Mhm.
Then when they found them, he ate Luther's friend.
Hmm.
And then all of a sudden, later on in the episode, the guy was like bringing in cows, and then just fed the cow to the guy, and the Bizarro Superman, ate the whole cow.
But I
Right.
think that's kind of like canon to the comic books because Lex Luthor often like kind of manipulates Bizarro. Yeah. But
Okay.
when he tells him, like, yeah, let me make you better, let me, do these things to you. And the whole thing with Bizarro is that he's reversed, right? He's
Mm-hmm.
opposite.
Yes.
Mm-hmm.
So when Lex has him and he literally has his face in his hands, it's like, yeah, let me do these things. And Bizarro shakes his head, yes, but this is Bizarro, so he meant no. So he did all of these things without his like permission. In a way.
Well, right.
Oh,
I
and that
didn't
felt so
even think
bad.
about that. Yeah, because
Yeah.
he went through a lot of stuff here.
Yeah. So I'm like to think that he didn't even give his consent and he was actively telling him no.
Right.
But since he's so
So
sad.
he's the opposite. I didn't even think about that. He just said. I thought he just said yes, like yes, make me better.
I mean, but wait a minute. I think that we're just adding elements of Bizarro to this character without it actually being that. Because look, it went from one thing to another thing real quick.
Mhm.
Because number one, like unlike in the animated versions, Bizarro never spoke.
No, he
Never
did.
really said a
Yeah,
word.
he spoke. He
He
spoke
spoke.
back.
He spoke. Yeah, he'll be like, "I
Me
hold
Bizarro.
you."
Or something.
Right. Me saved the day. Then he'll just go through a building.
No. But wait, in this episode, he spoke.
No,
No,
and
but
like
I'm just saying in general, Bizarro has
No, that's
always
what I'm
spoken.
saying. Like, no, what I'm trying to say is just that I think we're adding the Bizarro world to this, and I
but
don't
I think he
it's
spoke
Okay.
in previous seasons here.
He
I
might
don't
have.
think
I
so.
don't
I
even
mean,
know.
I missed it then, because I just feel like it went from one clone Superman, from the clone Superman, all of a sudden to Doomsday type
Mhm.
Superman. You know what I mean? So like, I don't know if they were really trying to hit the whole Bizarro, unless I missed him speaking and them trying to do
But
that.
that's Bizarro though. So it's like if they're taking the character, they can't just take the character and say, oh, all of a sudden this version,
But I get
doesn't
that.
do
I
that.
just
You know
don't
what I'm
think
saying?
that they were going it in that route, because it's like a clone. They took his blood and then they made a clone, and now all of a sudden they cloned him into something else, something way more vicious. And now we gotta wait to season 4 to watch it. But still, like,
And also that was wild. I mean, when they did all that stuff and made him this big monster, I mean, pretty much they made him Doomsday.
Yeah.
And I mean, they obviously took liberties here, but I'm interested because in the comics, and I know that shows and movies they take they take liberties, right? But in the comics, Doomsday kills Superman. So I'm interested in seeing where this go and this fight that goes place. And they even go to the moon and fight. And
But yeah, he did kind of kill him in this episode.
yeah, but
'Cause
you ain't never seen
um,
no Doomsday with an S on his chest, though.
Yeah.
We ain't never had a Doomsday with an S
Well,
on
I
his
don't think
chest like this.
I don't think they called him Doomsday.
but he was though. You're
No,
right.
but Doomsday wasn't involved from a Superman.
No, he wasn't.
He wasn't. That's the thing. That's
No.
what this guy is. This guy
I
is
think
like
he
literally
looked
created in a
similar
lab.
to a Doomsday, but I don't think in the episode they called him Doomsday.
Exactly.
So it's just
That's
a
another
saying.
one. Yeah, that's how I feel about this whole thing. Like it's like canon to the stuff that's in the comic books, but not exactly it.
But as far as Superman dying, he did die in this battle, and it wasn't until
I remember that comic book. That was all the rave. I think I still have it somewhere. But yeah.
Oh, make sure you keep that bad boy. But go ahead.
But no, it wasn't until he was brought up into space, and I thought it was really cleverly done because Superman is powered by the sun, and as he was like kind of coming back, you could see like rays of the sun against his face a little bit. They didn't outright show the sun, but you can see the rays, and I thought, okay, that was clever. I like how they did that.
Yeah.
For him to come back even more powerful. And again, if this is Bizarro, which I do believe it is, Bizarro isn't powered by the yellow sun. He's powered by the blue sun or something like that from his universe. Yeah, so he wouldn't get that same
details, kid.
That's amazing. I thought these last two episodes, I mean, just to wrap it up here, right? But and it's interesting because I love how it ended to make you go like we're going to be back for season 4, so you guys know. But I just thought the way it ended was great, and I do think that, and there was a certain soundtrack that was playing in the background that I really liked. And I was like, man, I got to listen to that soundtrack because it looked like he was dead. I mean, I'm going to call him Doomsday because that looked like Doomsday, and he beat the hell out of this Superman. And seeing him, and he's flying to the sky, and then Superman awakes, and I thought he awoke. So it's a great detail that you pointed out about the sun hitting his face. I thought he just heard Lois, and he said, "Oh yeah, I can't die right now." And he said, "I got to beat the hell out of it."
Yeah.
And I just
probably got some about to say some poon poon again.
he got he had a whole trip with his family he has to go to. Remember, they're going to plan this trip to I forget where they're planning this trip at.
Was it Italy or something?
I think it was. I think it was
fly.
There was some particular spot. Yes, it was a particular spot in Italy, and I remember him saying that. Yeah, and it made me jealous of Superman because, see, if I had the ability, I don't think I would ever want to fly. But when he sit there and go like, "Yeah, if we packed enough luggage light, we could just fly there," I'm like, "Oh, that's so cool because you don't have to take a plane."
Right. There's another superpower. There's Jordan, so he can carry Jonathan, and Superman can carry Lois, and there's no problem. Everybody, the whole family can go.
That's right.
What they could even do is take everyone there and just go back for the luggage, and no one would know the difference. Because like there was a spot in the last episode where they just flew to Italy, and I said no one saw these.
But no, they can't. But you can't go but so fast because then their skin will rip off. So it's
I would just put them in the car, and carry the car.
True facts.
You know what I'm saying? Carry the luggage and then you just carry the car.
Or something, but no, you gotta be. But then it's like, can the car withstand that speed and height? You next thing you know, they're in the car, then the windshield break in because it wasn't built.
You can go a little slower. You can go as fast as a
plane. You gotta get a seal to make them a ship or something that's light and can withstand that speed.
Grandpa gotta have some kind of a car that can take all that shit.
Grandpa too busy with hot girl granny and got abducted.
Well, no, he got abducted. I mean, no, he got abducted because he hasn't gotten attention in how long? How this woman came out of nowhere? Out of nowhere from a Tinder app, and all of a sudden, you know what I mean? He's all, what I mean? He lost all of his like military tact and all this other shit.
Not Tinder, not grandparents Tinder.
A nice old flower came around and just started flirting with him a little bit.
But see, that's the thing. That flower had thorns on it, so he didn't know.
It did. But I mean, no. But my point is just that she catered to his ego, made him feel good a little bit, and his defenses went straight down the.
And not for nothing, you knew it too, because when she kept just saying, "No, we don't have to tell the kids" or something like that, and I'm like, "What are you talking about?" Hey, Charmaine. But like once that happened, I said, "Oh no, she's up to no good. She's not a part of
it." And that kind of pissed me off because at first I was really happy for her. I was really happy. I thought I for the first minute I thought it was genuine, and I was really happy for him. Like, hey, go ahead, Grandpa, because you've been out there lonely.
Yeah. And did you notice that when he introduced the kids, he included the girl as his grandchild? I said, "Oh, that's sweet."
That's beautiful.
Yeah, I was like, "Oh, word, she is your granddaughter." Like, where, how? Okay.
The other girl, Lois.
Yeah. Okay.
So, but yeah, that was pretty much the episodes. I enjoyed this episode. I think that it's a lot of interesting. It can create some great dialogue. They tackle a lot of issues, and though some of them I feel like they tackle too quickly, I do appreciate still the fact that they go over them, i.e. Lois's cancer and the issues, her recovery, and issues like that. And I'm excited to see about this new Lex Luthor. I haven't seen a Lex Luthor like this. So I'm excited to see where that goes. What do you guys think?
Well, Cancer was the bad guy in season 3, and I think Lex is going to be the bad guy in season 4.
I can't wait to see more of this Lex Luthor. I was telling my mom about it. She watched all of these seasons. So I don't have no mama bad guy report here, but this Lex Luthor, I mean, these last two episodes, I was really pumped. I was like, I want to know more. Matter of fact, something I didn't even mention about the last episode, the episode we just talked about, was that when he got out of the jail, he walked from the jail to the Kent's house. Like, I thought that was pretty badass. Where he's like, I don't need a ride. I'll be all right. And he's walking. They play this metal music in the background. So I'm really interested in what season 4 is holding. I like how it ended. I thought this season was fun. There was some good and bad, but the last two episodes were definitely something I was like, man, I'm really excited about what this next season and this last season is going to be like.
Yep. All right. Well, thanks for kicking it with us. If you like the video, please like the video and join us soon for some more episodes. We're taking a bit of a break, but when we come back, we're going to be talking about some more shows with you guys. Hit us up on IG or Facebook, or of course, subscribe to us here on YouTube or wherever you watch. And we will see you later. I think we have an outro. Where's our outro?
I got you. Thank you guys for watching. We'll catch you when we catch you.